Hello and welcome to another tutorial by Stitch-A-Saurus. In this tutorial, I'll be showing how to do a joined round. This is used in several of my patterns. The first part of this video is going to be showing off the joined round, but the second part of the video is going to be explaining why we use joined rounds versus continuous rounds. So in case you don't really care why, I'm going to start with the tutorial on how to do a joined round. So I've started a cylinder here, and you might notice that there's a bit of a seam that's been forming. This is because this is what happened with a joined round. And I have a lot of colors, but I'll explain that when I get to it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start single crocheting. So in my case, my pattern is just 18 single crochets. So I'm going to start in the first one, and I'm going to pick up the correct color, which is my orange color here. My orange color I'm using to just show off the normal stitches. So I'm going to just do 18. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, sorry, and this last one is going to be, whoops, my green is in the way. This is why I don't work with so many colors. My apologies. I'm trying to get the purple out here. There it is. So this is finishing off 17. Okay. Now I want to show off what I've got here. So you'll see there's quite a few colors. I have this purple blue color as the last stitch. This red is the slip stitch, and this green is the chain. So I'm going to do the last stitch here and pick it up, and I'm going to change to my slip stitch color, which is red. There we go. Now, when we look at this, it looks like there's an extra stitch left over, but that's actually not the case. Our last stitch was indeed this blue color, but it just looks like there's an extra stitch. And then you can see here the chain, excuse me, and then the very start here, that was our first stitch. So what we want to do is we want to see, so when you finish it off, we want to, this is the last stitch, then you want to go past this slip stitch in the tiny bit right there and go into the green as our first stitch, like that. So we're going to slip stitch there. So we're going to pull over it like that. And then you'll notice here, you see a pattern here with the slip stitch here. And I'll pick up my green to show the chain again. We'll chain 1. And that'll be 1 joined round. Now, when you start the next one, you want to start in the same one that we're in. So we want to start in this green stitch where all the red stitches are coming out of. So I'm going to put it in here. I'll pick up my orange if I can find my orange in here. So we're going to pick up the orange because that's going to be our first stitch. So that's 1. So we'll have that green kind of marking that. So that's 1. And then we'll go into the next orange stitch, which is 2, like that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I'm coming up my last stitch here. 17 is in the last orange. Now I'm going to continue in the same color so you can get a better feel of what it's actually going to look like. I wanted to start color coded because this is actually how I learned joined rounds and I thought it was super helpful. So we're going to do our last one in the blue one, that's 18. And again, let's look at this. It looks like there's another one, but that's actually not it. That's the slip stitch there, and that green is the chain. So we want to slip stitch into that. And then chain 1. And then this is the first stitch here again is this green one. So do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got quite a few yarn tails here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So I have all 18 stitches. So if we look again, it looks like we have one more stitch, a tiny little stitch, which is the slip stitch, and then we have the chain there. So we want to skip over these two bits. So the what looks like a real stitch, the little baby stitch, and we want to go into that third one right there. This one right here. There we go. And we'll do the slip stitch and chain 1. And that is how you do a joined round. That's beautiful looking with my little patch of colors. I hope this helped. I know it took me a little while to get the joined round, so don't feel bad if it takes you several tries. I actually had to use multiple colors the first time. Or stitch markers also really help. If you have multiple colored stitch markers, you can put them in the last and first. That way you know where you're trying to slip stitch. That's very helpful. Now, why do we want to use a joined round? Well, joined rounds are helpful because if you look at a continuous round, it's hard to tell in this one because I crochet very tightly, but it does angle. You'll notice that it's going up at an angle, and if you crochet looser, that angle only gets steeper, so it's going up at an angle. Well, the joined round actually has a very straight line, so you'll see here it's got a bit of a seam here, and it's a very straight seam. So many people, when they want to have a very specific shape and they want to make sure that your shape is the same as theirs, they'll often do a joined round. That way, when it's not getting more and more crooked, so that way you know, like if you're trying to make a specific shape and it's 3 single crochets in either direction, then oops, and then an increase, you know it's going to be the same for everybody because that joined round is keeping it straight. In many cases, you want to stick with the joined round, but sometimes when you're looking at a pattern, you don't always need a joined round. If you feel like when you're looking at it and you're like, it doesn't need to be straight, or if the person says it's optional, whatever is more comfortable with you. Because the other times, it does leave a bit of a seam. You can't really, it's easier to see here at this angle. You'll see a little seam here. Some people don't like that. So it's up to you. But I hope this has been helpful.